Um, we are in the beginning stages of a new series called Focus on the Diagnosis. And I am going to take you to our, you know what, I'm going to do it another way. We're going to, you know what, no, first, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here. What we're trying to do is create a library of all kinds of information, a toolbox basically for each different area of diseases that maybe as we're talking to people that we come in contact with, that instantly we have a place to go to pull information specifically to that particular disease. And so Brenda and I spent some time actually on Friday pulling together resources in regard to cancer. So today we're going to focus on cancer, and specifically we're going to hone in on some talking points of giving us a way to really get into a good conversation with somebody about cancer. And look at, I just, before we jump into the talking points, I want you guys to look at the library of tools we have. And if you have something that's not on here, please send it to me or to Brenda, and we will keep adding to this. But amazing, amazing videos. And for me personally, if I'm talking to somebody, and I'm actually in the conversation right now with actually somebody who I follow online, and she's actually a decorator, and she shared publicly that she was struggling with cancer. And I follow her because I think her design is beautiful. And so I reached out to her and just said, you know, I've been following you for a while. I appreciate just what you share online. It's beautiful. But you really tugged at my heart when you shared your cancer journey with me. And I just feel compelled to share what I've been gifted with. And so we've been in a long conversation. And so I'm just pulling from this library and gradually feeding to her. Every time I think about her and she's asking for more information, I'm sharing with her. And so, you know, sometimes when we talk to people, immediately they become customers or partners. And sometimes it's a long journey of creating a relationship. And so here is a great place that you can come to and just begin pulling. And if you've got someone that's taking a long time to make a decision, that's okay. We don't need to rush them. We need to continue to turn the light on for them so that they can see the power of whole food nutrition. And so one of my favorite things is to start out with the AEIOUs of striding through cancer. And to me, that is just so succinct, so clear, but yet so powerful in regard to promoting the message of whole food nutrition. And I'm going to try to wrap this up early because I saw that Jane joined us. I know Jane's gone through a cancer journey. I know Brenda has. I'm sure there are more of you on here. So, you know, I'd love to hear from some of you guys at the end. But what Brenda and I were talking about is when we were planning for this call, how do you really get into a conversation? What do you say? Besides sharing a wealth of tools, I think that we have that come here, utilize it. It's been put together for you guys. But I think what's even more important is the conversation that we have. How do you get into a conversation, and how do you begin sharing Juice Plus with someone? What we don't want to do is just be like here and people are feeling like, okay, here's an opportunity. Someone's sick. We're going to sell them Juice Plus. But what we want them to do is feel like there's hope, feel like there is a plan, and that somebody is there to help them on this journey. And that's what we want to communicate, are those three things: hope, help, and a plan for people. And I feel like The AEIOUs of Striding Through Cancer is literally that, a plan that we can help somebody with. And so we're going to take a look at this, and Brenda has graciously agreed to, let me move this down just a bit, graciously agreed to role play this with me. So you guys, it's a little, what do I want to say?
Vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable. We're, that I'm not saying we've got this all planned out, but we thought it may be of benefit to role play it a bit, and then we'll have some discussion after. So here goes. So Brenda, I heard that you had a doctor's appointment last week. I know you had one. You're having some issues. How's your doctor's visit go?
Wow, Elaine, thanks so much for asking. I found out last week that I have cervical cancer.
Oh my gosh, Brenda, I'm so sorry. I mean, just hearing you say that strikes fear in my heart, and I can only imagine the fear you're feeling as well.
It's really scary because it came out of nowhere, and I've been dealing with lots of issues anyway, over the last few years, fibromyalgia, and I'm in pain, and I don't sleep, and I have stomach issues, and I'm taking 13 prescriptions. I'm taking over 50 supplements a day because for the last couple of years, my focus has just been to get healthy, and I don't know what to do. All he wants me to do is chemo and radiation, and I don't want to do that.
It sounds like you are literally doing everything you know to do. Have you just been researching on your own and finding out information, or do you have somebody who's kind of walking you through this journey? Tell me, like you said, you're on a lot of supplements. Where did you find out about the supplements?
Well, I listen to other people I've talked to. I do have, I've got several doctors now, and so just kind of going by their recommendations. It's pretty much, I switched from my regular vitamins to Shackley because they're supposed to be the Cadillac, because I'm also dealing with, like I said, all kinds of issues, and I'm walking every day. I'm doing everything I know, and talking to other people. There's a lot of different things out there that people have recommended. So but I just never dreamed that I'd be in this position after doing all this.
So it sounds like you really don't have anyone like locking arms with you and really walking this journey with you.
Well, my family loves me, and I have a lot of great friends, but in terms of actually knowing how to what do I do with cancer? I haven't even looked into cancer. This just happened.
I have a friend, actually a colleague of mine, who she used to be in pharmaceutical. She was a pharmacist, and now she is really shifted from just the pharmaceutical realm and supplement rounds and really honed in on whole food nutrition. And she has a plan. She calls it the AEIOUs of Striding Through Cancer. And it's probably the best plan I think I've seen out there that just makes sense to me. And it helps me understand, kind of back to what you're saying, that supplements, pharmaceuticals, they have their place, but typically they're just dealing with the symptoms, but not getting to, on a cellular level, the root causes. And I've been in this space of whole food nutrition now for about 23 years. And the more I learn about whole food nutrition, the more it helps me to understand that it starts on a cellular level with whole food, what we were intended as our foundation. Would you be interested in kind of hearing kind of this plan that she's mapped out as a starting point for all of us, that whether you choose to go, the route of chemotherapy and radiation or not, this works for everybody and provides an incredible foundation. Would that be something you'd like to hear more about?
absolutely. I'm open to anything.
Mm.
I really am.
Well, one of the things, and for me, I love is when someone makes it easy for me to remember somebody or remember information. And you, as a teacher, I'm sure, can appreciate that. She does it in this with using the AEIOUs to help me remember, what it is we need to be doing, whether we have had cancer in the past and we don't want it to return, whether we are currently in the storm, or whether maybe we've never had cancer, but we don't want to have cancer. And so regardless of where anybody is, this plan is fundamental across the board. She talks, first of all, about the A in the acronym stands for alkaline. Did you know that cancer can only survive in an acidic environment?
No, I've never even heard alkaline until recently, and I have been drinking alkaline water,
Okay.
before I even knew that, but I really don't know much about it.
So from having an alkaline environment has to do with your blood and the levels of your blood. There are certain things that are going to make your body more acidic. And then there are certain things that make your body more alkaline. And so, cancer thrives in that acidic environment. So we want to always be doing things to make our body more in that alkaline realm, where the number one thing we can do is add more fruits, vegetables, and berries to our diet. Now, I know sometimes doctors will say, don't eat raw fruits and vegetables. Has your doctor said that to you?
No, actually, he hasn't mentioned food at all.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love fruits and vegetables, but I know we're not eating enough.
Sometimes when people are going through cancer, they are going through chemotherapy, their immune system is suppressed. And a lot of times they'll worry about bacteria and raw fruits and vegetables. But that's one of the things, though, that actually we need more of, regardless of where we are with our health. The more fruits and vegetables, it's going to put our body in that alkaline state. Another thing she talks about is deep breathing, avoiding meats, or try as much as possible, meats, dairy, alcohol, gluten. Those things also put our bodies more in acidic. She talked about taking cool showers. Have you even heard of that? That has to do with getting your body more in an alkaline. How about drinking your water with lemon and lime in it?
No, I mean, actually, I love lime, but I put it in my Diet Coke, honestly.
Yeah, I think we'll probably talk about that in a minute. And then lastly, just decreasing stress. Those are the things that help put you in an alkaline environment. The E, she talks about enzymes. Do you know much about enzymes, or have you heard about enzymes, Brenda?
No, not really.
So enzymes come from raw produce, and it's essential for every activity that happens within our body. Do you eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables?
I eat a lot of fruit. Like, I'm a fruit girl, but I'm not a cook, and my kid grew up on boxed macaroni and cheese and McDonald's on Friday nights because they had a playground. So I love fruits and vegetables, but I know we're not eating enough.
I think it's a challenge for all of us. But when enzymes are in raw fruits and vegetables, we're born with so many enzymes, but based on most of our diets, by the time we become adults, we have very few enzymes left. So we really have to get them from our nutrition. It affects our digestion, our ability to absorb food, our immune response, our thinking, our ability to detox our body. All of those things have to do with enzymes. And I think, right now, one of the number one pharmaceuticals on the market today, we hear about the purple pill, Nexium and things like that, because we don't have the enzymes and we don't eat the raw food we need to get those enzymes in our body. And who would have thought that has a lot to do with fighting cancer, preventing cancer. Another thing, the eye, when she talks about is a strong immune system. And it sounds like right now your immune system is taking a hit on all different accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and I've never evidently had a great immune system because I got, I teach first grade. And so whatever, that's a germ warfare, and whatever, I always have bronchitis a couple times a year, that's just, and I'm doing everything I know. Like I said, I'm walking, I'm trying to I'm taking all these things. But it's interesting when it talks about deep breathing and and even in sleep and stuff, because I don't sleep, and I find myself holding my breath a lot.
Wow. Because of fear, I'm sure, just catching you off. Wow. Yeah. And not sleeping, when we sleep is when, our bodies repair. So it's tough if you're not getting the sleep. And, with our immune system, she talks about anybody with cancer needs 8 to 12 fist-sized fruits and vegetables every day. And that, I don't care who you are, especially if you're dealing with a disease, even if you had no issues, getting fruits and vegetables like that in your body is a challenge for all of us. And that's obviously each one of these areas that she talks about, she gives a wide variety of things we can do, but every single one of them also include fruits and vegetables. That's the predominant theme rolling through all of this. She also talks about oxygen, and that our cells needs oxygen, and that deep breathing, drinking water, getting house plants to produce that oxygen that we need, extra oxygen, exercise, that way we're breathing more in. And then again, eating fruits and vegetables, getting that into our diet. Have you ever heard of omegas? And do you take an omega? Is that one of the supplements you take?
Isn't that fish oil?
Well, and I'm glad, that's a really good point that you brought up, is that we kind of look at omega-3s being the same as fish oil, but truly they're not. The only reason we take fish oil is because fish eat the plankton, and that's where the omegas come from. And so in a little bit, if you're interested in learning more, I can share with you about a product called Juice Plus, and they have an omega that skips the fish and goes straight to the plankton. Earlier we were talking about keeping our bodies in an alkaline environment. If you're taking a fish oil, you're adding that animal back into your system, whereas the Juice Plus omegas actually is a vegan product, and it's all plant-based. That gets you the full spectrum of the omegas. And 98% of us are deficient in omegas. It's just, unless we eat a lot of fish, we're probably going to be deficient, like it says, the statistic says. And then we have to worry about the toxins when we're eating a lot of fish too. So it's kind of a catch-22, which is why having an omega, a whole food omega to take, is huge, because it helps inhibit the blood cells that feed cancer. It decreases tumor progression. It enhances cancer treatments, and it decreases wasting, which is really one of the challenging things when people are sick, that malnutrition that takes place. And yet omegas have an increase, or helps to decrease that wasting process.
No one's ever mentioned omegas to me.
Just another way to get whole food nutrition. And last, when this AEIOU, she talks about the S on the AEIOUS, is sugar. And I know that everything seems to have sugar in it. Mm-hmm. But sugar, I don't know if you know this, is 10 times more acidic than our blood is. So simply avoiding sugar is going to help us get more into that alkaline realm that we talked about with the A. And a teaspoon of sugar depletes the immune system by 50%. Can you believe that?
Wow. Well, I don't eat, regular sugar. My dad is diabetic, And so what I've learned from the Diabetic Association is how much better Splenda is for you. So that's what I use.
One of the, I'm so grateful for people like this friend of mine who just has a wealth of information. She talks about that sugar substitutes actually can be just as bad as sugar. I know. I once heard a doctor say, I literally asked a doctor, was it better if we do a substitute or sugar? And the doctor said, well, it just depends on which way you want to die. Literally said that. Do you want to be shot or hung? That's what he said back to me. So I think, just knowing this information helps. I know for me, just talking about it helps me stay on track personally. Let me ask you something, Brenda. If I could share with you just an easy, effective, affordable way to help you, because each one of these talks about fruits and vegetables and berries, and even omegas, to get those in your body in an easy, effective, and affordable way. Would you be interested in learning a little bit more? It's something I've been doing for 23 years now.
Well, sure. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm already taking all these other supplements. Is that what it is? It's another.
Well, you know what? That's really a good point, because I think how well do you feel like the supplements you've been taking are working for you?
Well, even like the prescriptions, I have one that supposedly wakes me up, one that puts me to sleep. That never happens. I'm always in the twilight sleep. I mean, I'm doing everything I know, and I feel worse every day. And now this, and so obviously what I'm doing isn't working.
Well, I would love to partner with you. It sounds like you're missing hope. You're doing everything you know to do. But what I've found from just partnering with people who are a whole lot smarter than I am over the last 23 years is that foundation, if our foundation isn't well built, or if there's no foundation, we can build whatever building we want, but it's not going to be able to last without a foundation. And that's where whole food nutrition, fruits, vegetables, and berries play such a role in our lives, that if we don't have that solid foundation of nutrition that gets into our cellular level, we are going to see our health crumble. And I love what Dr. Kim Dalzell says. She is a registered dietitian, and she focuses on partnering with cancer patients. And she says going through cancer treatment is like going through the middle of a storm. Cancer treatment is like the tsunami, and nutrition is the palm tree you get to hang on to in the storm. And I just want to say, I am here to hold on to you, partner with you on this journey. And I would love for you to just learn. I'd love to share more with you about Juice Plus and how that it truly can be that palm tree for you to hang on to through this tough time. Would you be interested in getting started on Juice Plus and just letting me share more? It's literally 50 raw fruits and vegetables that go into your body every single day, with proven research that it does what it says it will do on the end. And we can walk through just the research and what it says to give you confidence that it will have an impact on your health. Would that be something you're interested in?
Sure. I mean, I can't imagine how I'm going to eat 50 fruits and vegetables every day, but I'm excited.
You don't have to. You don't have to eat them all. You can swallow them and drink them in a shake, and you've got them.
Swallow. It's a pill.
Yes, they're in capsule form, and we have a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, a berry blend, and an omega blend. And then we have 2 different shakes that would provide plant-based protein and even more nutrients to your body. So all of that would consist of around 50 different plants going into your body every single day.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's a simple button.
Is the research something I can take to the doctor? Because I have to go back to him in 2 months, and I don't want to start the other stuff. I don't want to. Absolutely.
You can take it to him, let him look it over. and just process with him. I'd be happy to talk with him as well too. But this, and help him understand this is whole food. And in every one of those situations that she talks about, the AEIOUs all talk about the power of plants, and that is the foundation of our health.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already spending so much on everything else. This is the first hope I've had. So thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Brenda, for role playing that. But
okay, and I want to tell you now, this was my conversation before I started on Juice Plus. I haven't had a Diet Coke in almost 20 years, but I used to drink 5 to 7 every day. Yeah.
But 5 to 7, wow. So we're just going to kind of stop it there. What we kind of pulled those talking points, and we'll put it on Voxer and Facebook so you guys can grab them. But I think if anything, and Brenda and I did similarly have a conversation like that. How many years ago, Brenda?
Oh, 19
years ago.
Actually, yeah, over 19. It'll be 20 in next year. Yeah, next year.
So I think what I want to encourage us all to do is, sometimes I think we get overwhelmed of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. We're going to go through all these diseases. So put in the chat section any particular disease you specifically want us to kind of pull information from. But I want to walk through that with you, because that legitimately was a very similar conversation 19 years ago. But that, I think it's more about not us feeling like we have to know everything. There's a sheet of paper that will give you the talking points with talking with anyone. Not that you have to go through every one of those points with them, but I think it's more about letting people know we are beyond just selling a product. We are partnering with them on their health journey. And to me, that's where people feel and know the difference, as well as inviting people to join us in this business. Yes, we make money, and money is like oxygen. We need it. But what drives and motivates and gets us excited is seeing the results that people are having with their life. And that truly comes by letting them see your heart, hear that you care for them, and loving on people. And if we love on people, we will get team members and we will get customers, because people are attracted to people who care about them. And so hopefully that came through on that exchange. I'm looking at Jane's face. You kind of heard Brenda's story as we walked through that. But Jane, being someone who's gone through cancer, can you share any thoughts on either side of being on the side of hearing about Juice Plus and having cancer, and being on the side of having cancer and now helping people? Any thoughts you want to share with us?
I don't want to follow Brenda. Oh my gosh. She was fantastic. And Elaine, I don't know if you know it, Jelaine and Dale are on here, and they're survivors also. So
thank you. You're right.
You might want to listen to them. But I am so blessed. I had cancer the first time when I was 27, and that was 41 years ago, but I didn't find out about Juice Plus until 22 years ago. And we're recording this, aren't we? Okay.
Stop.
Okay, I guess I'll put it out there. I have the BRCA gene, and I don't put that out there very often, but I do have it. So I am more susceptible to having cancer than most people. But so I was on Juice Plus, let's see, in 2000. I was diagnosed in 2005 with breast cancer once again. However, it was very, very small. The only thing is it was triple negative, which is the one you don't want, or one of the ones you don't want. And I just learned from my oncologist that if you are going to have a recurrence with that cancer, that type of cancer, it will be within 5 years. I'm coming up on 17 years. So I know well, the man upstairs, but Juice Plus is playing a huge role in that, getting all that nutrition. And, you know, that was interesting about the sugar also, because I'm diabetic and a semi-reformed sugar addict. And hearing y'all talk about sugar, you know, reducing your immune system by 50% puts it back into perspective, because I fell off the wagon yesterday, but I'm back on today and shredding. But, you know, sugar is bad for all of us. You know, it's not just cancer, it's everything. So, you know, these were some great points, and thank you so much. And oh, I will say one more thing. I met this lady who's a cytologist at a Juice Plus boot camp, and she studied cancer cells. And she told me to increase my veggies to have 4 to 6 a day. I was taking 3 of each, so now I take 6 of each. But you can't overdose on fruits and vegetables. And Juice Plus is the easy button, so why not?
Yeah.
So,
I love it. Thank you, Jane, for just sharing your journey with us and the impact that Juice Plus has had. And, you know, I think all of us, this did me good to go through those points as well. I think no matter how much we know, it's easy to forget until you start reading those kind of statistics and points. And I think it's good for all of us to remind ourselves, and as well as have them to share with other people. Jelaine, do you and Lucia want to share anything? I'm sorry, I forgot about you guys, but you're right. You guys have been on your own journey.
Yes, I've been a little over 5 years, so I'm excited about that. For what Jane said was that, you know, the 5 years is the mark you want to reach. So I have gotten there, but those 5 years, from double mastectomy surgery to today, has been filled with Juice Plus, because the day of my double mastectomy and release from the hospital, that was the day that I got home. I got on everything. I bought myself a tower. I got myself on all of the shakes. I got myself on all the supplements. I just piled myself into everything. And so here I am 5 years later, still cancer-free. And my husband is, like Jane said, he does double the Juice Plus. And the other day, the doctor said that there's only 2 things that he knows that's probably keeping him from flipping, because he comes real close to the line. He had esophageal cancer. He's not supposed to be here. The only thing that he knows that is keeping him from coming and developing the cancer is 1, the Lord, and 2, that the Juice Plus and all of the whole food that he's putting into his body has got to be keeping him from flipping.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Powerful.
You know, another
And
Elaine, if I can
yes.
share one more thing. Doctor, if those of you that have been around for a while, we used to, Dr. Susan Silverstein, who at that point, she's retired now, but she was like the leading authority in the world on cancer prevention and knowledge. And I got to speak with her privately one time when she was here doing an event, and she was asking my story, and I was telling her about the Diet Coke. And she said, honestly, Brenda, the lime probably saved your life. That was, I mean, it was so toxic, but the lime probably was saving my life. And then she talked about, you know, Splenda being so horrible, you know, all of the sweeteners, but that's what the American Diabetic Association, at least at that point, was telling us. So, you know, so much of the information is wrong. So.
Well, hopefully, thank you guys, Brenda and Jane and Jelaine. Anybody else have anything they want to share before we close out? But I think I just want to encourage us all. Oh, yeah, Karina.
Okay. I told you I'm a nurturer and a mother hen. Last night, I had the same conversation with a person that I've known for many years. Like Jane, she had triple double negative. I already lost a friend in April, 1 month shy of becoming 52 years old. And she had the same disease. She wouldn't listen to anything I had to say until now. Sometimes I think about it and I get a little angry because she was a lovely person. Last night I'm listening to this lady tell me she went months without eating anything because she didn't like the way nothing tastes. And I just enjoyed a steak. And I just said to myself, oh God, all right. And I've been eating some candy. She brought, I don't know if y'all know what White Castle is. There's a name that we have, a nickname called Murder Burgers. So that says a lot. Very small, but very tasty. So she said, oh, I had 20 of them one week. I ate 5 a day. And I'm just listening. And I'm just saying, I can't do this. Then she told me the next week she had 30. And I kept saying, I can't go through this again. And I talked to her about meat. I implore you, will you stop eating the meat? Will you give her dairy? Then she went on this tantrum about how she don't hardly do dairy, but I like my ice cream. I go to Whole Foods and buy their brand. And I'm just listening to her. I said, okay, will you just look at the videos that I sent you? I sent her 2 videos. The one where the doctor mentions how most cancer survivors don't eat enough nutrition, and the one on the 6 testimonials. She's told me since she had cancer, her attention span is not good. She said, how long are they? I said, one is about 3 minutes and the other one might be 35. So she told me she would look at it. But Elaine, I love the way you did that AEIOU.
Good.
I really wished but no, I don't have to wish. I could call her because we talk a long time each time. I'm going to go through that list with her.
Yep. I can't take credit. I did not come up with that.
No, your whole manner of doing it. And I know you have years of experience, and the fact that I love helping people. Mm-hmm. And to hear Jane say that she's been around all this time from having that disease. And I asked the young lady, well, what did the doctor tell you about, you cancer free now, right? Yes. Okay, so what else did the doctor tell you? Oh, that it'd come back. What else did the doctor tell you? Only that it'd come back. And I'm saying, wow. The other person, she knew all the information that she shared with me. And I'm saying, well, these folks are not telling her that not only can it come back, but she could be dead before 5 years. And she's up here celebrating with food that she shouldn't be. I said, everything that you just told me, you shouldn't be having is bad for you. Mm-hmm. And then I apologized for sounding aggressive. But she said, no, you hear, if you could see me, as soon as I start talking, my hand goes here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't want to start crying, but I love helping people. Am I 100% well? No, I have an autoimmune disease, but I keep on going. Mm-hmm. And I have friends that commend me, but it will, like you say, it's only because of God. Okay, I know that, and Juice Plus. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stop talking now.
Thank you. You know what though, Karina, thank you for sharing, because you know what it is. And y'all don't know this, but Karina's got customers like crazy. And I know it's because of your heart, and people hear it. And when people hear our hearts, that's what changes things. So we hear your heart, Karina. So thank you for sharing. And then Cynthia, thank you for your comment in the chat section. And what Cynthia just, if you guys read it, it says she had 5 people on her list and now her list is 10. So before we close out, I want us all to follow suit with what Cynthia just put in there. I know we all could come up with 10 names of people who have cancer that need to hear this information. You've got the worksheet. It's all, the little form that we walk through. It's all spelled out for us. You can have it right there as you talk to someone. And even if you have to recall it from memory, it's kind of easy because you go A-E-I-O-U and S, and not that you have to go in deep into all those points, but it's giving you a conversation so that when you're helping them, even if they didn't take Juice Plus, but they followed what you shared, they're going to be better off. So share it. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm selling something. Nope, we're helping people. And that's what I remember Scott saying, Elaine, you've been gifted amazing information from some really smart people. Don't worry about who decides to get on Juice Plus and who doesn't. You've been called to share what you've been given. And there's a verse in the Bible that you got to look out. My dad was a Baptist minister. I may break out into a sermon, But there's a verse that says, to much is given, much is required. Everyone on this call has been given a lot. We've been given a lot of information. We have access to a lot of information. You know, are we going to do what, you know, what's required of us? And that is to pass it on to other people. So let's use this week, connect with as many people as you can, period. But let's focus on cancer. You know right where to go to get all the tools you need.
Elaine, can you go back to that and show them not just the article that that we got that from, and then all the talking points that they can run off?
Okay. Let me get rid. And I think, Jelaine, I think you were raising your hand. So while I'm looking, you tell me.
Yeah. To show them the talking points, and then there's the AIO.
Okay. So here's the talking points. If you guys want to pull that out, print that off so that you have them when you're calling people. But here's the article that I send along with the video, because some people are, you know, some people like to read and some people like to listen. So I send them both.
And that's where we got the acrostic from. It comes from that article.
Michaela Peterson is she's a pharmacist, a doctor of pharmacy. And this is what she does today. Here is an amazing Kim Dalzell, incredible. Here's our own clinical research on cancer. And then I love this. This is Dr. Smokey Scintilla talking about the power of phytochemicals. Here's another.
The creator of Juice Plus.
The creator of Juice Plus. So there's just a wealth of information to share with people, as well as here's another challenge. Connect with 10 people with cancer this week and share something from this section, as well as let's all listen to at least one of these videos, and we will be inspired when we go to, and it'll give you ideas when you're talking to people. So everybody know where it's, let me go back here. It's Team Extreme right up here, teamextremedropmark.com. And Extreme has, you don't have an E on the first Extreme there. And then you come down here to the toolbox section and then scroll down to cancer. And there's all that information. So Brenda and I spent a lot of time creating this week. Please make it worth, get our money's worth. Get our time's worth, because take it, use it, and let's share it with people this week. And we've hit our max on time, but thanks so much, you guys. Yes, Jelaine.
So just wanted everybody to remember October is breast cancer month. So, you know, and then this is my cup that was given to me. If you can see it or read it, it says cancer picked the wrong girl. So my daughter-in-law gave that to me. So remember, it's breast cancer month for October. So
thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Jelaine.
And thanks to everybody for coming on. You just can't know how it thrills us and inspires us to see your faces and know that, you know, that we're all a part of this together.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great week. We're armed and ready.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Your help.
Really good training. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
you. It's great.
Hey, Brenda.
Wow. I mean, we've practiced that, twice? And still, as soon as you asked me this question, I went right back into that first panic. You know, I was just dealing with that. I'm trying not to cry.
Hey, Brenda.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
You're muted, Brenda.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was. Okay. Hi.
I'm trying to look at you up close and personal, girl. You look gorgeous. I'm like, can you fill up the whole screen so I can see you?
I know. Can I do that? Let's
Spotlighter.
I know.
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at you.
Let me see. How can I spotlight there?
Oh my gosh, girl.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You look like you're 20 years old.
I'm telling you.
Oh, Thank you.
I can't wait to see you.
I know it's going to be
well in a few weeks or 10 days.
Ah, yeah.